Hi, welcome to this week's Fundraising Friday. This week we're talking about choosing your board chair. It's probably one of the most important decisions your board can make, and yet it's one that many boards make very lightly. They often choose the board chair as the person who has the longest tenure on the board, or worse yet, the person who's willing to do it. And while you certainly want a board chair who's willing to do it, there are many other qualities that make for a good board chair. Some of the things you want to look for. Number one, someone who has the time and the willingness to devote that time to your organization. At a minimum, you want your board chair meeting one-on-one with your executive director at least monthly outside of the board meeting, better yet, every other week or weekly. They should have a very close relationship where they are supporting each other in the work that they're doing. Second, may sound obvious, but they need to be able to be at the board meetings. And that's something that a lot of people don't really think about. Third, they need to be a very good facilitator. If you can't facilitate a good meeting or a good discussion, you are not a good board chair. Fourth, you need to make sure they are someone who the rest of the board respects, even likes if possible, because they're also the ones setting the tone for the board. And they're the ones who are going to be reaching out, asking board members to do things, asking them, for their help. And if need be, the one who is kind of policing and making sure that your policies and procedures for the board are being followed. So someone who's got good problem solving skills, someone who has good conflict skills, someone who's not afraid of conflict, but someone who's going to handle it effectively are also critically important for your board chair. Now, you want to also start thinking about who your next board chair is, not as chair number one is getting off the board, but as you're recruiting board members, do they have the potential and the desire to move into a leadership position? And then make sure you have good succession planning. Do you have a good first vice president? Do you even have a second vice president? So when the time comes, you're not just taking anyone who's willing to go, yeah, okay, I'll be board chair this year if I have to. That's not how you have success at the board level. That's this week's Fundraising Friday. Thanks. Have a great weekend.